If you're just, I don't know, finding these videos, I'm not really making them to promote them. I just needed a platform for me to just express what's present, right? And this is day 2, January 2nd, 2021. I talked about certainty yesterday in yesterday's video. And what comes right, hand in hand with certainty is responsibility. And what I want to do is when I have these insights, right, where I feel the need to speak about something like that, I trust that I'm downloading the information that I'm meant to not give out, but to express. And hopefully you'll like it. I certainly enjoy doing it. I get a lot out of it because I will go through life and pick something up and rant about it. And if you like it, please like and subscribe. If you don't, totally cool. There's lots of stuff to like out there, especially on YouTube and all the new, BitChute and even brand new Tube and so forth. I'm choosing to be on YouTube for now. So let's get into it. Today, we live in a small town, and today I went hiking with my son, and we don't wear masks outside. I personally do not see the need to wear a mask outside. I personally do not see a need to wear masks, period. But that's a whole nother story, and I don't want to get into this. It's not about mask versus no mask. But I did want to talk about the responsibility for our own health, because it's really not about the mask. Whether you think you want to wear one or not, I just want to kind of take that apart for a second. You should wear one if you really feel like you need to wear one. Absolutely. Especially if you're high risk, right? You have pre-existing conditions, you're older, you're in the what I call virus target age or audience, right? Why would you not wear one? Why would you not social distance? As a matter of fact, if you're at high risk, why would you not stay home? Now, some of you may say, well, I can't, I have to blah, 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 blah. I would encourage you to see if you can get all of those things done without leaving the house, your house, so that you're in your house with your mask and your measures to stay healthy. To me, that makes sense. Now, I know there's going to be some of you that are saying, well, but yeah, you don't know, and I have to go to work and I have to blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't think death is something to wish upon you just because, oh, I have to go to work or I have to. There are ways. I will say where there's a will, there's a way, and I'm going to leave it at that. If you want to be powerful in life, I know that's true for me. If I want to be powerful in my life, then I will find a, excuse my French, fucking way to get it done or to figure it out. I call that being responsible. So go back, right? So if you're high risk and you are in that target audience, please stay home. Do not come outside into the streets, into quote unquote life, and then expect everyone else to protect you by changing their lives around to do whatever they're not used to or whatever they don't want to, right? So that you can be safe. There's instances, yes, of course. Right now, I'm not an irresponsible person. If I go to a store and there's a wear your mask policy, I will put my mask on for the 15 minutes that I'm in the store, and the moment I walk out of the store, I take it off. I do not wear a mask in the car or outside. I think that is absolute nonsense. But anyway, this is not, again, about necessarily mask versus no mask. This is more about taking responsibility, full responsibility for your health. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at responsibility. The ability to respond, and I will insert the word powerfully, to any situation. What's the other way to respond? Reactively. Something happens to you and you get triggered. Some past memory of some way of being that is just on autopilot comes up and you react. That's not a response. That's not a powerful response, as in you or I, we are not being responsible in that situation. Let me give you a simple example. Something happens to you, say in a relationship, something happens and then you blame the other person. The responsible thing to do would be to say, I'm not going to blame anyone here because it happened in my clearing, in my life. Something showed up for me to have a breakthrough, to have a lesson, to learn something, to get something. By blaming the other person, however, I will not get that. What I will get is the right to be right. To say, well, that's you caused that, that's your fault, I'm right, you're wrong, period. So you get to be right. What doesn't get to exist in that same space is love, affinity. Furthermore, what doesn't get to happen in that space is some form of transformation, some form of a lesson that you called into life. If we're going to be responsible for our lives, for my life, if I'm responsible for my life, then whatever shows up in my clearing, my space, my environment, my life, no matter what it is, I am responsible for that. Because it's my life, I'm a manifester. We're all manifestors at certain degrees, some more than others. We're all learning, but we are manifestors no matter what. The subconscious programming manifests more than the conscious one. But we manifest all the time, and hence, whatever is in my reality, I've created, the good and the ugly. It's just what it is all about, if you think about it that way. Now, you can say that's bullshit. Something bad happens in my life. Somebody robs me, breaks into my house. That's not my fault. Well, responsibility is not fault. I'm not saying it's your fault, you're to blame. But you can take responsibility. You can powerfully respond to that situation and say, hey, how did this happen? Perhaps, how could I be responsible? Like how, maybe I've been very fearful about it. Maybe I've been inviting it through my energetic vibration of fear, right? What we fear, what we resist persists, right? How am I responsible? But mostly, how do I respond to this? Can there be some forgiveness? Can there be some letting go that, oh, somebody broke into my house and took my stuff and it's valuable. Was I attached to it? Was it too valuable for me? Actually, some physical item that I was so worried about losing and now it's gone and I don't really care. 2 months later, I'm like, I don't miss it, right? I know I'm taking a little detour here, but I'm trying to make a point that any situation in your life, in my life, any situation, I can be fully responsible. It happened in my life, it happened on my watch, I'm not to blame, but I can take responsibility for it, and that's where the power comes in, right? The power is by declaring, I'm responsible for what just happened, and I'm gonna be powerfully responding, responsibility, to this situation, and I'm gonna get something out of this, right? So that's responsibility. I'd like to just leave that here for the sake of this video not being, 20 minutes long. But I just wanted to establish responsibility. Now, if we take that concept into the current climate of COVID-19 and the masks and the social distancing and so forth, right? One question we have to ask ourselves, are we being responsible with our health? And I know that's a mouthful. I'm gonna break it down for you the way it showed up for me today when I was hiking with my son. And there was people that came and, they didn't have masks on, and then they got closer to us and they put their masks on and then they took their masks off again, right? That's fine. So I was thinking to myself, I think most people who do that, or there's two kinds of people. I think there's the first group are the ones that are just like, I don't want to get sick. Then there's the second group, and often both groups have a little bit of both, is I don't want to get other people sick. And I just want to address that one. Because I get it. If somebody wants to wear a mask, they don't want to get sick, fine. There needs to be no fuss, right? But the fuss I've been hearing about is people saying, well, if you're not wearing a mask, if I'm not wearing a mask, I potentially might get someone sick. And I want to do the responsible thing because I'm a good citizen and not get someone else sick. Look, I get it. That's a very honorable thing to say. But let's break that down a little bit. First of all, if you are passing me, myself, or my family, I'm telling you, you do not have to worry about my health. Thank you for being considerate that you would even think that you're protecting us, right, by wearing a mask. But I'm saying to you, I have declared myself responsible for my health and my family's health. That means if something were to happen to me, if I were to get COVID or a flu or something, that I can deal with it. I will deal with it, no matter what that looks like. And the same for my family. If I get something and pass it on to my family, I'm responsible for their health, and I will powerfully step in and create health. We bounce back, off we go. And no matter what the outcome is, how bad the outcome can be, how good it can be, it doesn't matter. If I'm not responsible for my health, now I'm making you responsible for my health. Now I'm actually subconsciously asking you to change your lifestyle so that I don't have to be responsible for my health. I know you're thinking that's not really what I'm saying, but subconsciously that's what's happening to us when we walk around assuming responsibility for someone's health. It's kind of like, the saying, like, teach someone to fish, don't just give them fish. I feel it's the same thing. It's like you going around assuming responsibility for someone else's health is like, well, you probably might be weak, or I don't know, I'll be the good guy. I won't give you anything because you probably can't handle it. Most people can't handle it. It's not a malicious thing. It's not that you are a jerk, or it's not that, if I were that person, it's not like I'm walking around being an asshole by saying, well, I just don't want to give you stuff because I'm better than you. No, it's very, very subliminal. It's very much like, I feel like a lot of us have been, I hate to use the term brainwashed, but a lot of us have been told that the noble thing to do is not to get others sick. And look, again, going back to this point, I don't want to keep, beating a dead horse. Yes, it is a noble thing, and you could almost just leave it at that and not question it. But it's robbing society, it's robbing us, our individual selves, our families. It's robbing us of having or getting to be responsible for our own health. And I can say today that I'm fully responsible, whatever's going to happen to me or my family. Let that be on me, and I will step up into, the powerful response to this situation. That's what responsibility is. And I think we've lost a lot of that, especially now. And this sort of applies to politics as well. When you sort of blame an outside force, we blame a politician or a political party or anyone, your boss, your partner, a virus, someone else for supposedly giving you a flu or a virus. That's actually giving away our power. We're not being responsible that we can take this on no matter what the fuck happens. And I know we can. We're human beings. We're made from this, source, the source that gives us the power to manifest anything we want, to transform anything we want. And that's just in this life, on this planet, right? I believe in reincarnation. I believe in multiple lives, past lives, and so forth. I've seen enough evidence in my life where there's no way, there's only this life and then that's it. But that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with that. But in my universe, right, where I know that we're that powerful, we can manifest anything. We can even, and this is scientifically proven, affect our own DNA, change our own DNA. Contrary to what's been told to us, like, oh, it's genetic, cancer is genetic, and alcoholism and ADHD, it's all been proven to be baloney. It's not true. We are more powerful than that. So right now, if anything, yes, I'm just expressing how I feel about this, but I'm asking each one of you, and I'm asking myself this question every day. I do this with my family. How can we be responsible here? In this situation, it doesn't matter if we're dealing with the virus or we're dealing with politics, elections. You can pretty much fill in the blank. But how can I take responsibility here for what's happening? Gandhi said it in a different way. Be the change you want to see in the world. What does that mean? Well, I start with myself. I transform myself first and let it radiate out to my partner, to my family, to my neighbors, to my community, to my city, county, state, country, continent, planet, right? That's how it spreads out. That's how change is made. It starts with me. So this episode January 2nd, talking about responsibility, goes right back to me. How can I be responsible for anything that shows up in my life? And when I find the way, and it's not a way, it's the way, and the way is powerfully owning it, responding from that, creating something new that empowers everyone, and actually get that I am that powerful that I can be responsible for something and make a big change in life, whether it's health, influence, relationships, whatever you want to put in there, we can do this. We can create, manifest, we can heal, we can respond, we can do anything we want. Why is it any different when it comes to this virus? Why is it any different when it comes to politics? Why is it any different when it comes to a marriage, parenting? When we are responsible for our lives fully, only then can we live an empowered life. Anything short of that, it's just going to be a struggle. I choose not to struggle. Anyway, that's all I had today for responsibility. So if you like these kind of download rants, please like and subscribe. If you do and you don't want to like and subscribe, cool too. If you don't like them, cool too. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your attention. I don't take it lightly. 2021. What now?